So there is a 6-point consensus between China and India. Actually, both sides positively evaluated the solution. So that is the first consensus. Reaffirm their commitment. That is the second consensus. Third consensus is that agree to further refine the management control. Fourth, two sides agree to continue to strengthen cross-border exchange and cooperation. Indian pilgrims to Tibet, China, cross-border river. And this is of Indian Express. I can go through it. Fifth consensus, two sides agree to further strengthen the construction of the special representatives meeting mechanism, enhanced cooperation. This is the fifth consensus. Sixth, it says two sides agree to hold a new round of special representatives meeting next year. So this is the sixth consensus. These are you can see from here to the sixth consensus has been there. You can make note of it. I cannot say more than this. So Hindu also covered it well in the front page, and there are follow-up news item too. So this is the first meeting of the special representatives in 5 years. So we'll go to the next step. Actually, we'll move on to that without missing much time. It speaks about German instability. So in next January, the government, Olaf Scholz will face the test of the parliament. So we'll go for the house test. Actually, I'm sorry. Actually, I was thinking about Germany had it only in the next month, but now Scholz, Olaf Scholz lost power in Germany. That's the news. The entire history of that is being shown. The federal government, the government, Scholz government is there since 2021. So it's a alliance government, so it could not succeed. So there is a financial crisis too. Scholz sacking his finance minister Christian Lindner. Then comes all that whole history is coming in. So it is about the analysis of Germany. This you can go through. So there is another news in the editorial in Indian Express about the Punjab farmers. So Punjab farmers have been quite vocal in the right from the amendment bill. Now again they are in the strike actually. Basically, Jagjit Singh Dalewal isn't fast on to death. It's 23rd day. So you should ideally know what is behind it actually. So basically it is Kisan Agitation 2.0. As I was saying, the form bill was introduced. It rocked the entire North India. Now it is Kisan Agitation. Kisan is nothing but Farmers Agitation 2.0. So it also led to the repealing of the farm laws. So you can read it. Actually, it's the editorial only gives the one-liner conclusion. The heart of the matter is growing agrarian crisis. The farmers know the diversification of potential solution guaranteed price. The article also mentioned about yesterday's announcement of legalization of the MSP. What it means is basically the Parliamentary Committee on Agriculture pronounced that we have to legalize the MSP, statutory status to MSP, so that if someone doesn't get the MSP, they can go to the legal solution. So this basically editorial, underlines the background to it. Rather, I would say gives a one-liner about the entire farm crisis, agrarian crisis. It says it's one of the longest actually, more than 300 days, and more than 100 farm unions are together. So this is about actually it's basically a counterpoint. Um, Wealth tax will not be helpful for the industrialists. Basically, that will basic that will not welcome the investments. That is the opinion held by the people. But this article argues against it. Yeah, we can see in December 17, Piketty rights and wrongs is. So wealth tax should be there. That is the opinion of this article. It is against the December 17 article. It argues that wealth tax is a good thing for an economy. But there could always be a counterpoint. There could always be counter. We can't take being a generalist. Economists may have an opinion over it, but being a generalist, we read economics. I must say. For the interest of the country only. We don't pursue economics interest. So we don't need to have a very strong opinion over it. So you can go through this interesting essay. It analyzes how tax collection. He says black income generation. Entire article is wealth tax is feasible in India. It will boost tax collection to fund greater social sector, resulting in more productive workforce. So actually, it compares with the overall tax in India is less. That is the first thing it says. So again, 1% of the top 1% earn the 22% of the national income. So top five is earning 40% of the income. So there's nothing wrong in getting a wealth tax. That is the argument it goes. So you can go through this. You can go through it. Yeah, this is of in the 75th year of the adaptation of the Indian Constitution. There have been parliamentary discussions for it. So yesterday also there are 2 3 editorials in of the Indian Constitution. Today also there are some editorials. You can go through it. It will help you for a good reading. But I told you in the 75th year there will be a lot of questions on the flexibility of the Constitution and the basic features of the constitutions and various amendments to it. So such questions can come and various adaptations from the constitution. From various countries, we have taken sources of the constitution. So such things could be asked. So that's the point I'm making. This is basically a critical essay on the parliament discussions, actually. So this you can go through for your own interesting reading. But again, every essay gives a 24, 25th Amendment, 47 amendments. Every article will say about it. But would advise you to go through the basics as I had been mentioning. Flexibility of the Constitution, basic sources of the Constitution, various amendments, important amendments of the Constitution. This could be the major area of focus for you. Actually, there are 2 essays in Indian Express. This were good for for your own reading. On recently, Sri Lankan president has visited, and he's also going to China. So I mentioned that instead of going to China, he first came to India. that actually adds significance to the entire elections and the new president taking over in Sri Lanka. So that gives a very positive signal in our region actually. Now he's going to China. So this speaks about how the trade could be beautiful and what are the positives out of it. So it says that Sri Lanka has been South Asia's highest GDP per capita economy, reaching $4,388 in 2017. So it had a very low status in the economy. So there are there are investments from Adani also in that actually. So what are the ways in which we can engage? So the article lists out, as I've been saying, that India and Sri Lanka business collaborations, South Indian states versus the Sri Lanka. There's a lot of things that we mentioned actually. So they can conclude FTA, incentive schemes. There's a lot of things. The suggestions could keep on coming. Keep on coming. Basically, suggestive essay. So basically, suggestive essay you can go through it for your knowledge actually. India Sri Lanka relationship. I don't think exam wise, I don't think it has much relevance actually. You can go through it for your own reading. Again, it pictures part of the entire India's relations, the India's Bangladesh relations and strains. Also, we got Maldives reluctantly accepting recruiting flow. Nepal signed agreement with China. So such things are, create a disturbed neighbor situation. So it is better that we have a good neighbor. If it is in the form of Sri Lanka, it is always is better for India. So that is the suggestion of this essay. You can go through it. So this is about 4 trillion economy. But he says that it will be an uncertainty. 2025 would be a year of uncertainty in global economy. Even I also agree to this. So higher interest rates in US, strong dollar will continue to test our defense entity. So the Donald Trump coming here and tariffs across and the wars continuing. So the Middle East as well as in the Russia. So that there'll be a lot of uncertainties as usual. And since there is a linkages, it's digitally linked to the international markets. So there will be a great effect in India also. So that's what it says. So there'll be in the end of the December, you will have a lot of essays and the annual analysis, how the economy would be, how this particular, how the industrial sector could be, how the agriculture sector could be. So every year there will be every end of the year there will be analysis of all the segments. You can take note of it actually. When you read the newspapers, you will come to know. But economic survey gives a wonderful analysis. This time, I advise you to read it thoroughly, even if you had missed in the last years. So that is the first. That is the first way to understand economy. You must be in a very good condition to analyze and give a presentation over the economic survey, your own opinion on economic survey. Yeah, there are other issues on the Citizenship Act. So it speaks about Assam, how Assam looks at it. So basically, it's on the migrant issues that it is addressing. You can. It's very essential for you. So you can go through it. It's basically a controversial matter. I would advise you to read it for yourself because It criticizes entirely of the Indian uh, various clauses in the Constitution. So that it criticized the Supreme Court judgment. You can see judgment seems to suffer from arbitrary reasoning. So this you can read it for yourself. You can't go on criticizing the judgment of the Supreme Court. Since they're law students, they're criticizing it. So we can't take that kind of view. But you should know what is 6A. That's very, very important. A distinct framework for the migrants from the former Eastern Pakistan. So that's the special case. But you should know what is 6A. That is sufficient for you. Basically, this is Bangladeshi migrants in Assam. It specifically addresses that. Yeah, next is the agri-carbon market. So I would advise you to go. This is again the climate change matter. We have been discussing a lot. So I would advise you to go reading on your own. These are the two small news item. So the major thing is uncrewed flight. That is a major point. So its assembly is one of the step only. You can there will be a lot of news coming up uncrewed flight actually. Gaganyaan. Also, the Academy Awards being announced. Hindi Gagan Gill, English titled Eastern Kyer, and there'll be I don't know, but Tamil. Who's been awarded in Tamil? I don't know. I couldn't see it actually here. Tamil Mr. Venkatachalapati was recognized for his research. So that is there. This you can make note of it. There will be always be a question. You have to memorize it. You don't have a choice. This has to be memorized. Yeah. So this again an international news. It's had Romania elections actually. It is that just as that Romania's presidential elections were annulled and allegations of Russian interference. So you can imagine how Russia's war with Ukraine is affecting the other nations. So such things will, may frequent in this 2025 and this 2025 also. So there will be a chance of uncertainty. This you have to read once, so that you get hold of what's happening in Romania and what are the major parties. A political party's name you should know of. So that they may ask a question on the name of the political party in which nation. So that question may be asked because a lot of uncertainty is happening in Japan and Germany and Syria, also in now in Romania, so in Maldives also. So there will be a question on the name of the political party versus the name of the nations actually. That will be very easy question to frame, but it will be tough for you to answer because all the political parties look similar. Now, European Union has intervened and said that elections are not valid, so that becomes a major issue. Yeah, so this is a beautiful essay, and we found yesterday, day before also we found employment of Kashmiri women, and so this is a beautiful essay. You can go for your own reading, personal reading. It is not much relevant to the civil service preparation. So the tax collections is 16.5% increase, almost. It's closing to 20. So 15 lakh crore has been collected. Corporate tax increased by 8.6%. So this you can read for your own I don't think there will be a question on anything in the examinations. Other two news about the it has come in Times of India. You must have enough knowledge of the cryptocurrency because a lot of people are in India also in middle class are going for it. And so there are a lot of varieties into it. You have to have a good knowledge over it. That's why I'm giving. You don't miss it. Since you don't understand, don't be in a position that you don't answer a question over it. There's another news on the climate change. Because of this climate, so a lot of birds die. More than 4 million common murmurs died due to the marine heat wave, which is the blob between 2014-16. So when you this fact may be useful. Alaska, this is in Alaska. So this fact must be useful when you're constructing essays. This type of facts, particularly the sensitive news items. When you write 4 million common murmurs died, seabirds in the winter in the the cold areas. So this is a very sensitive thing. It will immediately catch the attention of the reader. So these type of facts you must use in the essays. That is why I added this. So I am coming to the end of the presentation.